Hello. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to write a complex sentence for a line graph. And I'm going to show you that it's not so difficult. You can easily write a long sentence with at least 25 words in it. Now, this is the line graph we're going to use. This is typical for IELTS writing task 1. Next to the line graph, you can see there is some writing. This writing is a description of the graph. And IELTS will always give you this description, and you need to read it carefully because it contains all the information you need to know about the graph. Let's have a look. The graph shows the number of people. So we look at the graph and we can see on the side here, on the vertical axis, we can see the number of people. It starts at 0 and it goes to 50, 100, 150, and the top one is 200. These people are people who became vegetarian, and that means they decided to start a vegetarian diet. They decided not to eat meat. And this is in a town in England from 2004 to 2010. Again, if we look at the graph, we can see the dates. Along the bottom here, on the horizontal axis, you can see the dates. From 2004, every year to 2010. Now, the dates are important for us because it shows us that we need to use the past simple for our sentence. Well, for this sentence that I'm going to show you, we're going to use the information from 2004 to 2007. So that's from here to here. Let's start the sentence. Now we start with a subject, and for this one the subject is quite long. There's quite a lot of information we can use. Now normally we start with the number of, but IELTS already use that word. Let's paraphrase it and let's use the amount of. And of course it's the amount of people. We can't really paraphrase people, so we need to keep that word. Now, where were the people? The people were from, so the amount of people from, and we can put this information into our complex sentence. They say a town in England. Well, we can change that a little bit and we can say from an English town. And what type of people were they? Well, they were people who became vegetarian. But again, we need to change this a little bit. We need to show the examiner that we can use different English. So the amount of people from an English town deciding to start a vegetarian diet. So that is our subject. Quite a long subject. After the subject, we need the verb. And we can see here that it increased. So we can say increase, rise, climb. Well, I'm going to use the word increase for this sentence. So, increased. Don't forget, we're going to be using the past simple. After the verb, we need an adverb. We need to describe this increase. So we look at this and we think, was it very sharp? Did it go like this? Or was it like that? And if it's like this, we can say steady. It was quite a steady increase. But of course, we need the adverb. So we say increased steadily. I hope you can read my writing. Sorry about that. Increased steadily. After the verb and adverb, we need to put some numbers in. In IELTS writing task 1, it's very important that you do put numbers and dates to support your sentence. So let's have a look at the numbers. We've got, well, it's between 50 and 100, so 75. That's where it starts, and it stops at 200. So it increased steadily from... Now here's the question. Is it exactly 75? Are we sure? When we look at the graph, we think it's 75, but it could be 76, it could be 74. So we need to be careful with that, and we can say from about 75. So about 75 to, there we are, 200. Now we've got the numbers in, let's put the dates in. So we've got 2004, 2007. Usually when we write the dates, many people say from and to. But we've already used it, from and to. So we need to give the examiner something different. And we can say between. So between 2004 and 2007. And that makes a complex sentence for a line graph. It's not so difficult, is it? Let's see how many words we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 25 words. So that's very good length for a complex sentence. But we can add a little bit more to this sentence. Can you think what information we haven't given? Well, we've given the starting point for the number, the finishing point for the number, we've given the dates, but what we haven't given is how much the increase was. And if we look carefully, we can see 125. That was the amount of the increase. So it increased by 125. Where can we add this information? Well, a nice, easy place to put the information is after the adverb. So in here, we can put this information. And we can add by... Again, we're not sure if it is 125. Maybe it's 126. So we need to, again, use some accurate language. And we can say by approximately 125. And that can go in here after the adverb. It's quite easy, isn't it? So that means that we've got 3 extra words. Our complex sentence is 28 words in length. So I think really you should practice on your own. Get a graph. Choose a movement of the line, maybe up, maybe down. Write your subject. Make sure you put all the information you need to in that subject. Then choose a verb. Choose an adverb to describe that. You can put the amount. You put the numbers from the start to the finish, and then the dates. So not so difficult. Well, that's all for this lesson. I hope that was useful for you. And I'll see you again in another IELTS lesson.